Hi, my name is Will. Welcome to the Distorted Transmission. For today, I've got a band from Hamilton called On the Contrary. How are you?
Great, man. How are you?
Good, thanks, man. How are you?
I'm good. That was one of the fastest intros I think I've ever done. So,
Hats off to you, mate.
could you guys introduce yourselves and tell me what you do in the band, and of course, also mention the other members of the band.
I'm Jamie. I do the vocals.
Yeah. I'm Gabe. I play guitar and write stuff. We've also got Zachy and Johnny. Zachy's beast drummer, and Johnny's a beast bassist. We call him Uncle Rottweiler though.
Yeah, we think that's pretty funny.
Why is that?
Oh, it just sounds stupid.
Because it's completely contradicting to his personality,
Yeah,
to be honest.
he's the nicest guy you'll ever meet.
I discovered that you released a track called Odd Socks on the 7th of September. Would you like to tell me a little bit about that track and with the origins of it?
Yeah. It's a really, really old song. I wrote that start of 2018.
Yeah, right.
Like the guitar parts.
Yeah.
And I remember you really liked the riff at the start, and you were just like instantly getting onto the vocals really quick.
Yeah. But then after that, it took a while to write the second half of the song.
So why did you decide to actually release that track at this time? Was it because you just had it like in a drawer somewhere?
Yeah, we did. We got it mixed. It was last year,
Yes.
I think. We got it mixed and mastered last year. But since then, our sound had changed so much. Because of the EP we were writing.
We weren't playing it at practice anymore because
Yeah.
we'd moved from like 7-string back to like 6-string. We were like predominantly on 6-string at that point.
But yeah, we were just like, oh, we have this. Let's just put it out so we can kind of generate some sort of hype around our EP. I think, but also we paid like $1,000
for the mix and master. It's sort of been a bit of a waste to just let it sit there.
Yeah. Our flatmate, he's really good at doing heaps of video editing stuff, and he does a lot of album covers. So he was just like, oh, I'll just do a lyric video for you guys.
You've mentioned the word EP a couple of times. So before we started this interview, you were talking about how you were sort of mostly through doing all the recording for an EP that you're about to release. So let's talk about the EP. Can you tell me a bit about it? How many tracks there are, how long it is, where you recorded it, all that kind of stuff.
For sure.
I think we worked it out earlier. It was about 6 tracks on there. Yeah.
There's one other track that we're thinking, do we put it on there or do we keep working on it? But at the moment, we have got 6 that are pretty much ready to go.
If it's an EP and you got 6 tracks and you're pretty much considering putting a 7th track on there, wouldn't that be leaning a bit more towards an album, or are the songs very short?
No, they're not short. They average
about 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes or so for all of them, I'd say.
Yeah, it probably is leading more towards an album, but I feel like we have so much material. We have so much, because we've been doing this since we were like 14, 15, and just writing this entire time. And
old mate has a bit of a perfectionist, so it's sort of been chipping away at it for a good what year are we in now? Probably about 7 years or so now, maybe.
It's always been the same thing though, but I don't like that anymore, let's not do that.
Yeah.
So are you actually recording everything yourselves, or are you outsourcing that?
I'm lucky to have a pretty good setup. I work at a music shop, so I'm able to get a lot of stuff pretty cheap. It's pretty good. You
said that you were writing songs, on and off for about 7 years. I would imagine, like when I was a young fella and I was writing songs when I was 15 or whatever, like the difference between what I was writing when I was 15 and what I was writing when I was 22, the difference is phenomenal. So surely a lot of the older stuff that you've been writing is probably not quite as relevant as some of the newer stuff you're writing, or at least like it doesn't really reflect who you are as a musician now.
Definitely in terms of structure.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest development is that the actual structures of the songs. they're almost a lot more mature in their structure.
Sure.
I know back in the day you used to come to me with a song and it'd just be riff after riff after riff after riff.
I didn't know how to make it like a song, but I feel like the EP is like that. You know, like it's because I would change tempo. Tempo every minute. No, every riff it would change tempo and stuff.
You also said that you used to do you used to record and use a 7-string, and you were tuned a lot lower, and now you're using a 6-string, and you're tuned to about what C something,
Drop C.
Right, drop C. So as a result, a lot of the older songs would they still be relevant as far as the tuning goes?
A lot of the songs that I wrote on 7-string, I adapted for C anyway.
Okay.
But the single we released, Odd Socks, was done on 7, but I've sold my 7-string since then, so we're planning to redo that.
Right. So Jamie's the vocalist, and there's Jamie there on the right. Hi, Jamie. Presumably you're the one who writes the lyrics. Like, not every band has the luxury of having a vocalist who is also a lyricist. But in this case, that's true. So could you tell me a little bit about the way you write lyrics, what you tend to, base your lyrical content on?
Well, the way I write them, I don't know, I think it's pretty weird. It really comes in waves. Sort of, I'll have like a week or two when I just can't think of anything, and then all of a sudden it'll just be like a couple hours in a day and I'll smash out the entire song. And I have to work chronologically through the song as well. That's another thing that I've found. Like, I can't like jump to like say like right at the end of the song or something before I've gone down the line, sort of, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Well, I guess you have to take the sort of the flow of the song into account as well. So
Exactly. Yeah.
Writing the sort of the final chorus. If you don't have the first verse, it's kind of difficult to come up with that concept, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the same for everybody. I doubt anybody writes stuff backwards.
Man, I do. I do all the time. I come up with the outro before I come, or the middle part. I'll be like, I gotta work around this.
Riffs are a little bit different than lyrics, so lyrics have to follow on from each other, whereas riffs can be sort of quite diverse. Like, you can have like a massive BPM change in the middle of a song and nobody blinks an eyelid, you know?
Yeah.
As usual, when I'm chatting to a band that I'm not very familiar with, I tend to do a little bit of a deep dive into their Facebook, and looking at the band's history, it looks like back in sort of around 2018 you did a single release or something, and you did a couple of underage shows with Pale Flag, Silent Torture, Enoch, bands like that, and then you kind of disappeared. You kind of gave up or stopped or something, and then you sort of resurfaced with your, was it Uncle Rottweiler or whatever his name is? This year. So would you like to tell me why that came to pass? Did you actually like drop out of music altogether? Did the band die, or did you just what?
Dude, it's actually really funny because the old bassist that's not there anymore is literally coming over right now. We're still really good friends with him.
He's still one of our best mates.
Like,
but like, sort of what happened was, we were all gonna like move in together, sort of around the in the start of 2018 or something, and then there's a whole bunch of drama went on there, and so first the housing situation went to shit, and then sort of after that, a couple of weeks later, the band situation went to shit as well. So at the time, our bassist Jason and Zachy ended up leaving, so it was just me and Gabe again. And we were sort of like, fuck, square one, woohoo. And then, how long after that were you like yarning at Zachy again?
Oh, not very long. Not very long afterwards. Like, the thing with Zachy and I is that we're both as stubborn as each other. So we'll get into arguments still sometimes, but I think we're a lot more mature and we don't...
Yeah, definitely.
We won't just break up because of that. That only really lasted about a year, but then we just started writing really hard after that.
I can remember like you hitting me up being like, I've been yarning at Zachy, like he was on the piss last night or something, and we were talking and he said like playing our music was like the most fun he's ever had playing music, and you just said like fuck, let's do it again. He's like okay.
Well, I started studying that year, so I learned a lot about music and a lot of how to record it properly. So it really was probably a blessing in disguise having that break.
I was saying that I was more into deathcore in general than metalcore, and you're saying that I might dig your EP because it's a little bit more deathcore than metalcore these days. Let's talk about that transition.
There's songs on it that are definitely deathcore.
Very deathcore elements, that's for sure.
But we still definitely have the metalcore aspect too. But we're introducing cleans. We've got Cody from Caesar Conflict. He's doing a few cleans for us.
Cool.
It sounds real good. We're really excited about it.
Yeah.
So I guess that's about all the time we have for today. But is there anything you'd like to say at the end of this interview? Feel free.
Yeah,
Nailed it.
Put that in.
Right. Try again.
Yeah, you do it. You're better at talking than me.
Yeah, I suppose just like thanks for all the like real kind messages about our most recent single. We really appreciate it. Big ups to the lot of you. Keep giving it a blast, and hopefully we'll see you soon with our wicked sweet EP.
Yeah, it's a lot better than the single.
We
I
promise.
like it so much
We
more
promise.
than the single. I don't really like the single.
All right, guys. Well, thanks very much for your time, and I'll get this out to the people as soon as I can. Have a good evening.
Awesome,
Hey,
man.
man.
Cheers, bro.
Catch you later. See ya.
Awesome.
See ya,
Catch
bro.
up, man.